about yourself. Who are you? What you do?
Yes. Well, I'm Nicole. What do I do? That's a good question. So by trade, I'm a professional counselor. I work in private practice. Down the road, that's why I'm pointing. I run a wellness business, so fitness, nutrition, coaching, through Instagram, which is how we met.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and then I'm a full-time PhD student. I'm an adjunct professor. I kind of do like academic world over here too.
Okay,
Yes.
very nice, very nice. So outside of work and education, what do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies?
I feel like fitness is my hobby.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Of course it is. Of course it is.
We love being on the lake, being outside.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my hobbies are my business.
Yeah. No, I'm the
fitness.
same way. Like that is like becoming my hobby too, because
Yeah.
it's something that you love and so passionate about.
Yeah.
So, I totally agree with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about why we're here today. Let's talk about a struggle you want to share with everybody. So, what is your struggle, or what is the hard time you've gone through that you want to help others get through?
Well, I loved when you reached out to me. Like, I love your mission behind kind of like sharing these struggles. And for me, I'm very open that I went through a divorce when I was really young. And so coming out of that, I experienced a lot of symptoms kind of like from all of that that's entailed. So, you know, I started my journey with anxiety. I started my journey with digestive health issues and other issues like health issues. And I went from like a really, really, probably the lowest point in my life at that point into what I would now consider like the greatest season of my life through finding fitness. So my struggle is what kind of like led me into finding fitness and nutrition and health, even counseling to a point. So it really like jump-started my whole journey with all of this coming out of that really, really dark season.
Yeah. And I do believe being in that, everybody had that dark season in their life that got to them to where they are today.
Yeah.
You know, like I really truly believe that. So what are you doing now with the dark season you had? How are you transpiring that into your today, like every day?
To my everyday.
Yeah, like, but I know I just interviewed someone last week about postpartum depression, and she is turning them around and turning it into like something where she can go and help people figure out like you're not alone. She asked to go through all of her friends, to even like open up to Instagram and say, hey, I'm here for you. If you need to talk about it, you are not alone. Like she is turning something that what she experienced into a positive thing.
Yeah. Well, I think that out of our challenges comes our whole message, like our whole kind of battle cry for who we are. So for me, at first, that looked like doing a lot of advocacy for young women going through divorce or women who get caught in abusive relationships or whatever that looks like. So it was just kind of sharing my story about that, which I think brought me into Instagram world. So I partnered with Partners Against Domestic Violence last year.
That's awesome.
Because Domestic Violence Awareness Month is in October, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So it kind of started that way, and then it's kind of developed into sharing my journey with anxiety that came after my divorce. I ran a wellness group also last year called Attack Your Anxiety, and it's kind of what blew up my business. It really launched my business, is what I'll say. So kind of like speaking out of my experience, my challenges, other people were able to connect with that. So when I hear someone share something that they've been through vulnerably and authentically, like I find that really attractive. Like I find that attractive about you.
Totally agree with you.
And I think Instagram is like this wild world of connecting all of us who have a story, went through something. So now I know and have connected with all of these girls who like went through these same things or have these same struggles. And I would say it informs me today by being the platform that all my businesses are kind of like on top of. It starts with my experience, what I've learned, and then kind of sharing. For me now, it's kind of sharing like what keeps me in a good place. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I found fitness and nutrition and, like I said, Instagram and like leading and mentoring and coaching others was what kind of pulled me out of the anxiety. I work out for sanity, not vanity.
Yes,
like, I have to have it for me. And I'm all about mental health and mindset when it comes to fitness. Like, I tell my customers, my challengers, like, the weight loss will come if that's what you're looking for, but until your mind, it's so much more than that. Like, until your mind is kind of in that right spot, like holistically, that's kind of like the jump that it took me to kind of get where I am now. So
that is awesome. So I have one more question. So what is your quote that you always like rely on that helps you get through the tough times, like back then and even now? I would love for you to share that with our followers.
So I share my workout videos every day on my Instagram, and I have my favorite quote hanging in my workout room. I have it two places, and it's "We can do hard things."
Exactly.
So when I was going through my divorce, I don't even remember. I would think I was 22. And I was going to a counselor at the time, and she had that quote behind her chair. So she had "We can do hard things," and I just remember like coming into her office every day. This was before I was a counselor, so this was like a number of years ago. And it was behind her chair, and I think it just like got ingrained and embedded into my like being. I'm a person that can do hard things, and so I read this book at the time by Glennon Doyle Melton, who's now Glennon Doyle. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
I think so.
She wrote a book called Carry On Warrior. It was like a book. She wrote it a while ago, but she's the person that I attribute to dubbing that quote. Like, she wrote about that quote, "We can do hard things." So I have it kind of written everywhere, and I just think it informs like mental struggles that you're going through with depression or anxiety or bipolar or whatever it might be, OCD, fitness things or health issues. You know, we can do hard things. Like, we can get through this. I joke that I've taken that on as my motto, and life has given me hard things. I'm like, I can't do hard things anymore. I don't want to do hard things. Okay, so the second quote that I love is "Shoes On." So I say that every day. I don't know if you've read The Compound Effect. Have you read that? So The Compound Effect and then The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Have you read that one?
I am about to. There's on my list of things to do.
So I read The Power of Habit like years ago, and he talks about a keystone habit and the compound effect. I feel like they're kind of the same. But for me, if I get my shoes on in the morning, or if I get my shoes on could be like metaphorical too, but when I get my mind right and I have my shoes on, like, I can do hard things, I can do anything. So I tell my challengers, I share it on Instagram too, like, hey, just get your shoes on, and then like the rest will follow.
Well, for me, I do fashion. But I was like, if I just put on your best clothes and ready to conquer the world, ready to tackle hard things.
I just like wear this.
It's okay. No, everybody has their like motivation, like whether it's like put your makeup on or put on your watch or whatever it is. They have that something in their life
It's like the trigger.
Yeah, the trigger. Yeah. So I picked up in what you said, how you went through a struggle back then when you were 22, and you were going through the counselor, and now yourself is the counselor now.
Yeah.
And I just love how you took something just that was in a dark place and you decided to use it for something good, for just being a counselor. I love that. So that was for me to do, is because I just noticed that you talked a little bit about that, and then now that you are, in school to become a counselor.
Well, I am a counselor now,
Yeah.
and then I'm working on my PhD.
Yeah. And I just love that, because that to me, like you said, is very attractive, because people are taking something that they had experienced in the past and turning it into something good. And that's what I definitely wanted to help promote that towards our followers. So awesome. Thank you so much for opening up your heart and sharing with us. Go ahead and tell our followers where to find you, if they ever have any questions, where to contact you.
Yes. Okay, so my Instagram is at Nicole Ayers Wellness.
Okay.
I also have at Nicole Ayers Counseling. That's just where you can find counseling information. And I do have a website. It's NicoleAyers.com, but the best place for workout videos and mindset motivation and stuff like that is my Instagram.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much again.
Give me a hug.